Coming up,
This is a great way to make nuts more digestible.
I hope you're hungry because this episode is packed full of something to eat. We'll start with making pistachio butter of our own. If you prefer other tree nuts though, we'll show you how you can make them easier to digest and safer to eat. Then we'll visit this new seaside restaurant and find out who should consider hip or knee replacements. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health.
Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie and I have a question for you. Do you like nuts? Well, how about these? Are you looking at this water and thinking, why is that so murky? Well, believe it or not, if you get a bag of nuts and you eat them raw, just like this, you're consuming all of this murky water that is in there. Of course, you don't have the water portion unless you're soaking nuts like we are here today. But you are eating everything that's in there. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not gonna kill you because you probably already done it and you're still here watching the show. However, if you're someone that has a harder time digesting nuts, or you just like to make it easier, or you want a tasty way to enjoy nuts in a different way, then soaking may be for you. So if you look in front of us here, I've got some prepared soaked nuts that will show you how we get to this point, and we'll tell you why it's so important. But the key things to know is that you will make the nuts tastier, probably. That's up to interpretation, but I think they're tastier. You will clean them off of any mold bacteria, and you'll remove a lot of the phytic acid, which can be an irritant to you. And you're also beginning the germination process, which for some people makes it easier to digest. Now, all you need is some mason jars or containers of some kind, water, salt, a pan because we're going to roast them later on, and some raw nuts. This is best done with walnuts, almonds, pecans, and a few other nuts like cashews and pistachios are okay, but definitely walnuts, pecans, and almonds I would recommend. And we'll get more into that as the show goes on, so keep watching SoFlo Health. Now joined by Ray. He's the CEO of Community Medical Group. Ray, thanks for having us in today.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving me time to have this conversation.
Of course. It's back to school season. I've got some questions about that, but for those who are just hearing of you or seeing you now, what is Community Medical Group?
Community Medical Group is a practice that is dedicated to provide healthcare for all of our community, from children to adults and senior care. We provide it all. So we're here to serve the community at large.
And it's back to school season. You know, everybody has their routines and things that they get back into, but what are you doing here to welcome people getting back to school coming up?
So we're very excited. This is a very important time of the year. We all understand that back to school is a time when you get your supplies, you get your uniforms, you get your clothing, you get your kids to look good for the beginning of classes,
Sure.
right? Healthcare is at the top of the list, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that families are reminded that having kids that are at the top of their health is, giving them the ability to really thrive at school.
Sure. And what does that include for you? Is it immunizations, vaccinations? Is it just general visits?
This time of the year, we provide very focused wellness checks for back to school. Mm-hmm. So this is a time where we get your physical, you get your developmental screenings. We make sure that you're up to date with your vaccinations, mm-hmm. as well as making sure that if you are in need of any medical treatment, you have that set up. So when you go back to school, you're ready to go. In addition to that, many kids participate in physical activities or sports.
Yeah.
We make sure that we provide them with the full physical exam that enable them to go ahead and practice those sports.
Great. And is this just for kids? Is this for adults as well?
This time of the year, we do it for everyone, but this time of the year, our pediatric centers and our pediatricians are focused on providing that for our pediatric population.
And why do you think it's so important that parents take action on this now?
That's a very good question. So I think that the main thing is we all have busy schedules, right? Mm-hmm. The later we wait, the busier the schedules get, right? You want to make sure that you do that early, so you have your forms ready to go. By the time you go to school, you don't have to pull your kids out of class to go and get the physicals done and interrupt their education. You're ready to go.
What would you say separates Community Medical Group apart from other practices?
Well, we have a very focused approach for kids, for the pediatric population. So we have dedicated centers that only do pediatric care, right? We make sure that we have the best pediatricians in the market, right? Right now in Miami-Dade and Broward and Central Florida, we have a team of pediatricians ready to provide care for our patients in the community at large.
Is there anything else that you think people should know about Community Medical Group?
That we're, open arms, we're welcoming you. So we have set up an easy way to schedule your appointment. So you can call the number on the screen, or contact us via email at aplusinhealth.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me and giving me the opportunity to welcome families to come and get their physicals and provide the best care possible to our children.
Of course, this is important.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Come right back for this scenic restaurant with a little something for everyone after the break on SoFlo Health.
Focusing on you. Innovations in modern medicine from your team of experts at UHealth, the University of Miami Health System.
Nate Kaplan suffered severe injuries trying to steal home plate during a high school baseball game.
The catcher grabbed the ball, threw it back, and it hit my face, like right here.
The ball broke Nate's jaw and knocked out 3 of his teeth. Nate's dad, Dr. Lee Kaplan, the director of UM Sports Medicine Institute at UHealth, says these types of craniofacial injuries in youth baseball are way too common.
Injuries are very prevalent in adolescent sports. The numbers are almost staggering. The facial injuries in baseball are over 25% of the ER visits that kids are having.
Each year, some 30,000 student athletes end up in the emergency room with a craniofacial injury. That's why Nate teamed up with the University of Miami engineering student to help create a detachable face guard to protect baseball players from suffering the same sort of injury he did.
It attaches to an existing piece that's already on the helmet, and then it kind of just goes end to end. So it's just easy to attach and remove.
Nate speaks to students about sports injury prevention. Dr. Kaplan couldn't be prouder of his son's work alongside the UHealth team and helping to keep young athletes safe and in the game.
It's not really about baseball. It's about, do you get back out there? Do you do what you do?
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I'm just filling up this mason jar about a quarter way full of filtered water because we are soaking pecans, almonds, and walnuts here today on SoFlo Health. If you missed us earlier on, I was letting everybody know that this is a great way to make nuts more digestible. Now, the flavor will dampen a little bit if you just have them soaked, which you can certainly do. They will be easier to digest that way. But if you want to bring the flavor out of them, we're going to toast them later on, dry roast them. I take my nuts of choice, and we'll begin with the almonds here. You're going to take about a tablespoon of salt, and you just add that to your water. Finish up filling this space with more water. Again, you don't have to use a mason jar. You can use any container. You can leave them open if you like. However, I do recommend using a sealed container. Seal it up like so, and then you'll let this soak for about 24 hours. You can do it overnight. That's still plenty. So I'm going to do the rest of these, and you can keep watching SoFlo Health.
It's a beautiful day here in Dania Beach. And if you've ever been out here thinking to yourself, I could go for some healthy light bites or maybe something a little more indulgent, burger or nachos, well, you can get that at this new restaurant right behind me. It's called Lucky Fish. It's right here off the beach. Let's head over there, find out more, meet the chef, taste some food. You know the deal. As promised, I'm now in the kitchen with the executive chef of Lucky Fish. Chef, thanks for having us in. What are you making?
Today we make the tuna nachos.
Yeah, get right into it.
All right. Avocado sauce, the sriracha aioli, wakame, seaweed salad, pineapple, mango salsa, and the pickled onions. There's ahi tuna on top.
You guys aren't holding back over here.
Yep. And sesames.
But you got some other stuff for us as well, right?
Yep.
All right, well, take a look at this, and we'll get set up for the next dish.
The next, the Florida fish sandwich. Mahi, simple, blackening, cook like 3 minutes each side. The fish is ready.
Got a little
Let's
buns
grab
toasting.
The bone toast. Let's put the bun here and the secret sauce, the lucky
Secret
sauce.
Well, don't show it to him if it's a secret.
Fresh lettuce, fresh mango salsa, and fresh tomatoes. All right, fresh right here.
Perfect. Nice.
A little big here.
Chef, that looks delicious. I know you have more coming up.
Of course.
So what do you say I let you get to work and I'll see you outside?
You got it?
All right, bud.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you.
This is Shane. He's the general manager of Lucky Fish. What is Lucky Fish?
So Lucky Fish is obviously our beachfront restaurant.
Definitely, and it's a gorgeous location. I'm
Thank
looking
you.
at the beautiful view of the beach right now, and tell me about the food. What's happening here?
Okay, so we have our double down burger over here, okay? And then right after that, we have our tuna poke nacho, okay, on top of wonton chips.
I'm gonna grab some of this while you're talking
go
about it.
ahead. And then we actually have our fishing village salad. We have our fish sandwich, and then if you go over here, we have our shrimp bowl, and then we have our mariner's platter. If you want to try a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
you know. Our drinks here, we actually have our top seller, which is our blueberry lemonade, and then we also have our watermelon mojito.
I'm gonna actually get a bite of this little salad
course.
here too. Shane, who's welcome here?
So everyone's welcome here. Even dogs are welcome here. We're dog friendly. It doesn't have to be a service animal or anything like that. So you can go to the beach, have fun with your family, things like that. Come in, have a quick bite, have a drink, go back to the beach, and then come back for dinner. You know,
Great.
come enjoy music and things like that.
Excellent. Well, Shane, is there anything else you think we should know about Lucky Fish?
No, I mean, we're open 7 days a week from 8 in the morning till midnight, so we do serve breakfast.
Great. Shane, thank you so much. This is
Thank you for
delicious.
joining us.
The view is beautiful. I mean, there's nothing left to do but to continue eating. So leave me
There we
alone.
go.
Unfortunately, knees and hips go bad over time. But fortunately, there are doctors like the one we're about to meet that can replace your knees and hips. We're about to see Dr. Barbera talk about hip and knee replacements and why it's special here at Mount Sinai Medical Center. What is important to know about knee and hip replacements?
They're a great surgery for helping patients who have long-standing arthritis. The typical candidate is a patient who's 60 to 70 who has advanced arthritis in their joint. It's affecting them on their day-to-day basis, whether it's, you know, unable to put on shoes and socks, or even more advanced things like unable to play pickleball or play tennis.
Somebody that's listening right now and they have those nagging issues that you just mentioned, and they say, well, I kind of want to do this, but I'm afraid of what happens after that. Well, what is the outlook like after surgery?
For the most part, patients are able to return to work within about four to 6 weeks. It is a prolonged period of physical therapy to help get through the recovery process. But after those few months of physical therapy, pain control, resting, patients are able to return to doing the activities they enjoy with no restrictions.
Are you doing anything different here at Mount Sinai, in particular techniques or things like that?
For hip replacement, I'm really passionate about the anterior approach. With this approach, it's muscle sparing, and it allows patients a quicker and more efficient recovery and an easier recovery. I also use computer-assisted navigation during my hip replacements to try to place implants and get patients' leg lengths as accurate as possible.
Why should someone come to Mount Sinai versus another facility?
At Mount Sinai, we have a team of dedicated joint replacement surgeons who are constantly adapting and evolving their surgical techniques and taking in new surgical technologies for their day-to-day practice. We also have an incredible post-operative and pre-operative team here to help patients through their recovery process.
If people want to find out more about what you're doing or they have questions, how can they find out more?
They can visit us online at the Mount Sinai website, where they can find our physician profiles and the rest of the orthopedic team there.
Great. Doctor, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Learn how to make your own nut butters with us when SoFlo Health returns.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. We are continuing soaking nuts here on SoFlo Health. We just prepared these jars over here, and as you can see, they're already starting to get a little murky with everything that's coming off of the nuts, but not quite as much as what we've prepared overnight. Once you have soaked them, I recommend that you get a strainer. And let's start with the pecans. Pecans are delicious. We're gonna open it up, pour out all of that liquid. As you can see, they look a lot lighter. And now we're going to simply rinse them. Then all you'll need is a sheet pan. You can put tin foil on it, you can use it right on the pan, or you can put parchment paper if you'd like. And what we're going to do is lay out all of these nuts so that they are not stacked up on top of each other. We're gonna throw them in the oven, which we're preheating at 350. And before we wrap up the show, we'll have some toasted pecans. So stay with us.
We're at Mama Chea's Cafe once more, and I'm joined again by Nicole Lopez. If you eat nuts, you've probably eaten a nut butter. And if you like nut butters, you're in luck because we're making pistachio butter today. And really, it's kind of a similar process for any nut butter, right?
Yeah.
Great. So what do you do? How do you make it?
All right. So first, we want to start off with a food processor.
Okay.
We slightly roast them. We don't want to roast them too much because then we'll kill the benefits of the nut butter or the nuts.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and fill it up. All right. So we put about 3 cups of pistachio. And then we're just going to do a little pinch of salt. And the good thing about this is that we have control over the ingredients. This is coconut oil. So this is about 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And we're gonna add 2 medjool dates.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so as you can see, it's starting to come together there.
In between, you wanna mix it and you want to like make it even.
Okay.
And then we go ahead and
Continue. Perfect. And how long does this process typically take for this part?
it's a good 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So just let it run, stop it, watch it, mix it.
All right, well, we'll let this emulsify, watch it do its thing, and check back in about 10 minutes. It's been about 8 or so minutes. Are we getting close?
Yeah, we're getting close. It is kind of warm. You can touch it.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically cooking itself within the food processor.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can see that it's getting a lot creamier.
Yeah.
I'll go meet you out front when you have it done.
Let's do it.
Okay. I can actually, right as I started this part of our segment here together, I can smell the pistachio butter and the little sweetness, the hint of sweetness that's in there. I'm just gonna grab one and scoop a little bit here. Look at that texture.
Wow.
Beautiful. And now let's try it.
Yeah.
Wow. And how can people see what other butters you have available or get them from you?
They can come here. We're in the heart of Davie, at Mama Chea's Cafe, or they can visit the website mamacheascafe.com, and you'll click the links there, and it'll take you to the products.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course.
It was great seeing you again.
And definitely. And this was a lot of fun, and I hope that you try it either by picking up a jar or making it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Mitch of Panter in San Pedro, and he's been answering some legal questions regarding our health recently. The next one I have for you, Mitch, is medical malpractice. When is it medical malpractice?
Medical malpractice occurs when a doctor, a healthcare provider, somebody does something wrong. They deviate from the standard of care. Care is par. Care is what should be done under certain circumstances. When they do something outside the scope of that, they deviate from the standard of care and they commit medical malpractice.
Does it matter or make a difference on whether it was intentional or unintentional?
No. Generally speaking, an act happens during a surgery. They nick an artery, something is done wrong, something is done improper. It doesn't matter whether they purposely, intentionally do it or negligently by mistake do it. If it's done, it's done. You can't undo it.
When should somebody pursue this?
All right, so medical malpractice cases are difficult, time-consuming, expensive. There needs to be something really serious to pursue a claim. It's going to cost us perhaps hundreds of thousands of dollars to proceed with such a claim, so the damages, the injuries have to be substantial.
What's a good reason to pursue a case?
If you feel as if the doctor or the hospital or the healthcare provider has done you wrong, has not provided you with proper care and treatment, let us look into the case. Let us make a determination as to whether or not you have a valid medical malpractice plaintiff's case.
And what sort of benefit is that to the person pursuing a case?
So it's important for us to get the case immediately. Documents change, records get removed, witnesses go away. So if we can gather the information, if we can talk to the doctors, if we can see what's going on, the sooner we do it, the better it is for you. The thing that differs us from other lawyers is we have a team approach. I do the triage, I do the intake, I make a determination as to whether or not it is a valid claim. If I believe that there is some validity to it, I send it to our nurse. Our nurse then will review it and make a determination as to whether she believes there's a case. If she believes it's a case, then we hire the expert, the cardiologist, the radiologist, no matter what it is, and then we make a determination.
Great. If people believe that they're in this situation or have other questions, how can they find out more?
Call us immediately. You can reach us at 305-662-6178. Visit us at panterlaw.com or send me an email at mpanter@panterlaw.com.
Mitch, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
You got it. All right. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and in my hand, I have a pan of roasted pecans that we soaked overnight, and now they are ready to enjoy. Well, they're a little hot right now, so I don't want to burn my mouth. You do want to be careful when roasting nuts. All of them around 325 to 350. You got to kind of learn your oven a little bit. You want to preheat it, put them in there for anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. I would just start around 10 or 12 minutes and then check every so often for the texture that you like. Give me a minute here and I will reorganize some things and wait for these to cool down and we'll taste them. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes or so, maybe 3, and they're just cool enough to the touch that I can taste one. Pretty good. We simply laid them out on a sheet pan, making sure that they weren't stacked up on top of each other, and then pat them dry, sprinkled some salt on them while they were still damp so they would adhere a little bit. Without oil, they're not going to adhere very well, but you'll still get a little saltiness in there. So we hope you learned something here today on SoFlo Health, that you can soak nuts and get rid of the possible molds on them. You can make them easier to digest. You add a softer texture to them if they're too crunchy for you. However, raw nuts are totally fine, and finding them roasted from a brand that you like is also fine. Just make sure that they're using oils that you're okay with and that they don't have any other additives that you don't want in your diet. But that's the great part about living a healthy lifestyle. You become more aware of what you're eating and you can find exactly what you like the way you like it. That's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com. You can also follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, goodbye, good health, and go nuts.